I really don't want to do this. But I have to. I have to for the memes. I have been gone for like, what, a fucking month? So, this is the only way I can repay my horrible actions. I hope you're fucking happy. God, that hurt my throat. Jesus Christ. SpongeBob woke up to the sound of his usual alarm blaring throughout the house. Good morning, world! SpongeBob jumped out of bed and ran downstairs, quickly getting ready for the wonderful day ahead of him at the Krusty Krab. When he was ready, he ran outside, screaming his familiar chant, I'm ready! Squidward popped his head out of the window. Will you be quiet? It's bad enough I have to deal with you during the week. I don't want to have to deal with you on my Sunday either. SpongeBob stopped running around. What do you mean it's Sunday? SpongeBob shuddered. I mean it's Sunday! The Krusty Krab is closed! Go home! SpongeBob left groggily, walked back home. Squidward sat on his bed. What am I going to do? Squidward spoke aloud, even though there was no one there. I've been putting up this act of not liking SpongeBob for years, just to cover up the fact that I really love him. I love everything about him. I love hearing his unique laugh. I love when I hand him an order ticket, and we touch for even half a second. Squidward actually started to tear up. But I can never have him. Squidward closed his eyes, trying to stop the tears. Squidward? SpongeBob was in Squidward's doorway. What are you doing here? How much did you hear? SpongeBob looked down and stared at his shoes. I wanted to see if you could come and play with me because Patrick is busy. I heard everything. The only noise in the room was Squidward's silent crying. Finally, SpongeBob spoke. Squidward, I had no idea. You felt that way. SpongeBob walked over to Squidward and sat down next to him. He placed his hand on Squidward's hand, sending a shock up Squidward's spine. I have to admit, SpongeBob looked at Squidward. I feel the same. I love you, Squidward. Silence. Pure silence. Until Squidward grabbed SpongeBob and pulled him in for a kiss. It was short and sweet. SpongeBob's eyes popped with shock. But he closed them when he realized what was going on. When Squidward pulled away, SpongeBob whispered, barely audible. Squidward obeyed and pulled him in closer. Squidward started to rub SpongeBob's chest while kissing him. SpongeBob made a slight moan. Squidward, I want you. I need you. That's all Squidward needed to hear. He knelt down and unzipped SpongeBob's pants and put him to the side. SpongeBob pulled Squidward's lips towards him for another kiss. He needed to kiss him to feel his wet, warm lips against his. While they were kissing, Squidward started to caress. Yep, that's caress. Okay. Caress SpongeBob's big bulge, causing SpongeBob to release another moan of pleasure. Squidward walked over to his bed and grabbed some pillows and put them on the floor. He gently put SpongeBob on them. He kissed SpongeBob's lips and then started leaving tiny kisses all over his chest, all the way down to his bulge. Squidward looked up at SpongeBob, almost tensingly. Squidward got on top of SpongeBob and started to rub his bulge against SpongeBob's. Their breathing got heavier. SpongeBob started to bump his bulge into Squidward's. They went faster and faster. Squidward, I think I'm gonna come. Squidward smirked. We can't have that yet, can we? We only have just begun. Squidward slowed down and got off SpongeBob. He laid a tiny kiss on SpongeBob, making SpongeBob shudder. Squidward slid his tentacle into SpongeBob's underwear and grabbed his SpongeBob's cock. want to fucking die. What am I doing with my life? Squidward started to move his hand up and down slowly. At first, SpongeBob's breathing sped up, and he started to slightly moan again. Squidward removed his hand, and he started to leave tiny kisses along his teeth. He then gave SpongeBob a few sucks, and then picked up SpongeBob, SpongeBob up, and put him on the edge of his bed with his ass in the air. What the fuck am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Squidward positions himself at SpongeBob's entrance.
This might hurt a little bit, so I'm going to take it slow, okay?
SpongeBob nodded. Squidward put his dick in SpongeBob slowly, being cautious of how this will hurt him, considering that he's a version of how little he was. SpongeBob gasped out in pain, and his eyes started to tear up. He didn't think about how painful this would be. To try to remove some pain, Squidward laid kisses on SpongeBob's back and grabbed his dangling cock, stroking it. Squidward sped up with his thrusting. Slowly, SpongeBob's pain turned into pleasure. He moaned, reassuring Squidward that he was enjoying this just like he was. Squidward held onto SpongeBob's hips and started pumping faster into SpongeBob to the point where he couldn't breathe. He was about to come. Squidward was raking his fingernails into his bed. Squidward took his dick out of SpongeBob, and SpongeBob turned around and started to suck it. The fuck? I'm reading this like I'm legitimately liking this. I don't. Please. Trust me. I don't like this. Why am I reading this? He began to deep throat Squidward's cock, then softly suck it on it as Squidward began to come in Squidward's mouth. Should be a voice actor. I'm really good at this. Squidward pushed SpongeBob onto the bed. He slid SpongeBob's cock into his mouth and began to suck it in a way he would never have ever thought. SpongeBob began to roll his hips in symphony with Squidward's bobbing head. He never in a million years would have imagined how good this would have felt. He let out a moan, closed his eyes, and leaned back onto the bed. As he came in Squidward's mouth. After he came, Squidward continued to stroke SpongeBob's dick, just to make sure he got all of it out of him. Ugh! I just spit all over my chair. It was gross.
Wow!
SpongeBob said, because that was the only word he could find. Squidward looked at SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only word I could think of this fucking fanfiction. You know what? No. You know what? No. I can think of more than just one word. Wow. I want to die. Please kill me. I want to die is 3 words. Thank you for watching this shitty cancer video that I have made. This is like one of the longest videos I've ever worked on, other than the top 5 anime lists that I made a while back. This took me about 3 days to make. That video took me about a week. As hard as that may be to believe with all the shitty editing, but I'm not very good at it, but I like to do it. I'm just not good. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Thank you for 100 subscribers. Yeah. I would make a milestone video, but I just don't know what to do for it, so I'm just going to say it right here. Thank you for 100 subscribers. And I know it took me about, 2 months to get to that, but hey, I was just a little late to the party. Yeah. Speaking of late, I'm going to make this video, I gotta find a way to make this video 10 minutes long to favor the YouTube algorithm. Yeah. But I can't just have it be with a thumbnail like fucking rice gum. So, here, have a Doge meme. People like Doge memes, right?